Hello guys, welcome to the weekly recap. I am your host Ostinotieno, and this show has been sponsored by NewsunplugKE. Otherwise, stay tuned. So guys, this week has not been a good week. We lost a very important person to our society, to Kenya. I'm talking about the former Minister for Education, George Albert Magoha Obare. Okay, all the names you've known, everything. Like, hey, this story was really touching. I swear, I did not believe when I saw that. Okay, these news pop-ups, I know you might have come across them in your phone, the ones that pops Phoenix, blah blah blah. So this news just popped. Former Education Secretary George Magoha is dead, and I was like, oh my god. Like, I thought these were just bloggers. You know, these bloggers, sometimes they kill people. There was a time even you heard Rosemont was dead. Oh, nini. So I thought there was a blogger who was coming up with this, but it really turned my heart into X, and I felt like no. So George Magoha is no more. He was actually, the late was having a heart attack or had a cardiac arrest. And to put that aside, he had a brother who was living in the USA, Texas, who also on the last year around December passed away. So it's a very big loss to the family, and I think they've lost around 5 people, by the way. It is something, guys, we just need to put these people into God's hands, into God's prayers. George Magoha was recently he got a job bigger than the VC of Maseno University. George Magoha was a consultant surgeon at Maseno University when he started the work at on 17th January till the time he got his death. So away from Magoha, so many things happen again, by the way. This is politics, this is Kenya. So many things must just get themselves tied even to these serious situations. So we have this person, hey, all the way from Canada recently. I mean, I'm from Toronto, Canada. You know the person I'm talking about? I'm talking about the one and only Miguna. You know, after George Magoha passed away, so many people started to send their condolences messages to the family. And various leaders, including Raila Amolo Odinga, everybody, so many people you know. So there comes this person. Actually, Raila went there to the home physically. Magoha actually studied into so many places. Like, this man is an academician. Yani, your role ilikuwa imemsuit tu kabisa. So we have this our man Miguna all the way from Toronto, Canada. Now by there ako Kenya. Na venye alikuja Kenya, watu wanashangaa, mbona sasa bweki venye alikuwa na beka. Let me tell you guys, this man, when Raila Amolo went to send his condolences messages to the family, what the media also have these pictures, blah blah blah. There was a picture that was trending online where Raila Odinga was hugging and consoling the wife of the late. And when Miguna saw that, it was violence. Yani violence kama ka. Let me read and I quote. Alisema, Raila Amolo Odinga is a very idle man. Acha nisome kwanza na accent yake. Raila Amolo Odinga is a very idle man. He was at Professor Magoha's home, hugging and sitting near his wife inappropriately. That is how it should have come out. Anyway, akaendelea akasema kwamba he loves attention of foreigners. She is a Nigerian. If she were a Luo, he wouldn't bother much. That is what Miguna said. Guys, I don't know what you think about this. Even at very serious moments, why would someone, I don't know, Aki Miguna, I don't want this clip to reach next to you. I don't want this clip to reach to you. But I'm giving the people who are watching who are watching me right now to drop their views, to tell me, was that what is your view about that? Anyway, comment. I want to see whatever you are thinking about, and we see what's going on. And apart from that, okay, it's been like it has not been a good week though, so let me take you to another story where an accident happened around Kikopey. Actually, I know you've seen this story. It was very tragic, and 5 people, let me say, on Thursday, January, died after vehicles they were traveling in rammed into stationary lorry on busy Nakuru Gilgil Highway near Kikopey Trading Center. So we just want to urge our drivers out there, wherever, how much you are driving to or how fast, just be keen on the roads. Like, you are carrying lives of people, you are carrying families, you are carrying a son, you are carrying a wife. Let's just drive safely. Now, away from this, you know, it has been a so many things are happening on the roads. There's an accident there, there's another accident there. Now, just this week, recently, on Thika Road, you know, okay, we are human beings, you know, feelings can take you away. Saa zingine you can be like, nimekuwa dry spell sana nini nini, but then mind your place, mind places unakaa, unaona, mind, like, be human. That is why we are different from animals, okay? I know someone is asking, Austin, why are you harsh? No, I'm not harsh. Listen to this story. There was a couple who was found having sex. Whoo, you heard me right. I don't have the disciplined language. I don't have the disciplined language. Let me just call a spade a spade. There were people caught having sex, having a good time, and enjoying and romanticizing, not knowing wako katikati ya barabara. You are in the middle of a highway. What is the problem? What? No matter how sweet that thing can be, no matter how I don't know, guys, what is wrong, Kenyans? Why is this our nation? What is wrong with our nation, Shual? So these couples, actually, they created a big jam on the Thika Road, around Thika Road Mall. There were these police officers who were manning the road, you know, the controlling traffic. So they were like, what is not happening there? Yani, mbona gari haziendi? Why mbona gari haziendi? Not knowing. So they were like, the roads is just clear, nothing, hakuna accident, hakuna anything yenye inaweza cause jam. But then there was just a vehicle that stopped somewhere, and the police officers went to check. So when they reached there, they actually found, I don't know, if I was found, I'll just tell the police officer, let me just finish. We will go to court. I know it's a mistake, but let me just finish. So these people were there, they were arrested, and I don't know why the sources are saying a woman caught having sex. I don't know. Was she the woman? Was it the woman who lured the man, or they were couples? I don't know. I'm yet to know more about it. If you know this story well, engage with us. We want to know. So these people, by the way, they pled guilty of public disturbance and obstruction. That is a crime, by the way. Kenyans, know your rights. Wherever you are, things you can do, but you never know that under the constitution, by the way. So they were charged, each of them, to pay 10K. That's a total of 20K. Or you face a default jail term of, guess how many? Not a lot. 6 months. For just having sex on the road. I can just imagine how you are... you know, these records will state that he was arrested with so amazing. Anyway, I was talking about the feelings of a human being. You know, we are human beings. That's why Mungu alituumba in his image and likeness. So let me head you somewhere else at Baringo, where a 47-year-old Baringo chief, just listen to this. A 47-year-old Baringo chief sentenced to 40 years imprisonment for defiling and impregnating a minor. I'm telling you, sometimes the wants of the body is very crazy. But surely, 47 years old with a minor. Like, what is not happening? What is not happening? I need you to just tell me what is not happening. What can be the solution if you reach to an age, if you reach to a point that you now see a minor to satisfy yourself with it? and even others go to a point of, I don't know, raping a goat. What makes a man to reach to that point? Man, this can be tough, this can be hard, but still, at least consider some situations, consider the aftermath of some things. So it's so disappointing. This was a chief, and it's called Thomas Chesang, a Kasaka assistant chief. If you know that place, if you know the area, if you come from that area, that is what happened over there. So this person, this girl used to graze at the compound of this chief. So that is where the chief akamonanga, akamlua hapa na pale, you know, a 13-year-old girl. But these stories, we do hear them. I would really like to see, like, how does a 13-year-old girl anakaja, how is the body and all that, you know. I feel that's a young person, surely. So this incident happened for some 2-3 days, anaenda leo na graze. So even unajua msichana, the girl is getting kind of used to it and blah blah blah, but then she missed her periods. You see, everything you do in the dark, God is watching you, and the light comes to the nini. You can't hide a 9 months pregnancy, but then you remember this is a minor, so she's still afraid. Why did I miss my periods? Why is my body getting, why is my stomach getting big? You see, so it did not reach 9 months anyway, so she missed her first periods, and that is when she went to the in-laws who she was staying with and told her, you know what, daddy, ni kama nimemiss nini. What happened? So the minor narrated all this story to the in-laws. It's being said it's the in-laws who she was staying with, and that is when the in-law akachukua hatua hadi kwa police station to say this has happened. So things zika happen, so many things zika happen, and then this girl narrated also to the court, by the way, that the chief was giving her 100 bob. Hey, yeah, mubaba chief amekuwa mubaba bwana. 100 bob, surely kwa minor, surely it's something. I'm not happy with it at all. I don't know if you've seen or heard, or if you yourself have suffered such cases of going through sexual molestation. You can share your story, by the way. We get to know each other, because these things do happen. So the chief was pleaded guilty and disobeying the office and along other charges, by the way, and all these he has been charged and jailed for like a jail term of 40 years ndio amepewa. So moving on, there is let me take you now to a little bit serious story. Okay, these stories are serious. Let me take you to another one that you need to get updated with. So the Media Council of Kenya will actually call all the people who have the press cards for another new press cards, because there is this thing that is merging out, like people are posing out there to be like journalists. So the Media Council of Kenya is going to make another new press cards. I don't know, like Kenyans, yani, you guys want to be journalists. Like how hey, Aki, you are so smart. I try to wonder, like someone is trying to pretend like he's a journalist. Okay, what are you going to do out there? Like like you guys, you need to just be very keen. Like people are looking for money with all kinds of ways. So there was this the people sensed that so many people are now like journalists, blah blah blah, and they are forging people out here and there. So the Media Council of Kenya decided to make another official press cards. This press card is going to have a lot of security details, the barcode, the QR code that is supposed to be scanned, and it will reveal your details somewhere else, maybe at their systems. So be acquainted with that. Let nobody forge and fool you around. Otherwise, we are taking a short break, but when we come back, I want you to listen to a story where a girl bit off her boyfriend's ears in Kisii. Otherwise, stay tuned. So guys, welcome from the break, welcome from the short break, and if you've watched up to this point, I don't know what you're still waiting for. Subscribe, share, like, be with me as you comment the stories, as we interact. Now I promised you this story where a girlfriend of a certain boyfriend from Kisii aliuma masikio ya mwenzake, like she bit off the boyfriend ear after some argument. Like it is still not yet known what they were arguing about, but of course when you hear of lovers, what else could they be arguing about? Of course ni hizi vitu za mapenzi hapa na pale, like Kisii, you know, I get fear. Okay, you know, I really get some fear kwenda huko Kisii right now. Like how guy, how, like I feel, hey, how do you bite off someone's ear? And they were studying at Keroka Technical University, something like that, and they are both students, and after they were from the partying and merrymaking, so that night they decided to have a little argument, na ikabidi ende physical, like mtu atoe masikio ya mwenzake hapa na pale, and police actually are having some investigations on where this girl went after kumuuma masikio, msichana akapotea. So there is a manhunt that is going around to locate this girl. But then something still funny on this is that the ear of that boy has not yet been found. Okay guys, this is a serious story by the way, but why would you fall in love with someone like that? Why would you fall in love with someone like that? Anyway, I want to know, what have I want to know, have you gone through such an abuse? What was the worst abuse yenye ushapitia kwa relationship? What has your boyfriend or girlfriend done to you that was so fascinating? Not fascinating, that thing not fascinating, like what is that crazy thing yenye ushafanyiwa kwa relationship? I want to know. Just drop to me if you don't mind. I will share mine by the way. I will be the first one to me, I've never anyway, let me see yours first, is when we'll talk later. So let me take you to Parklands, where a 71-year-old man has actually succumbed to death. And this story was after a 22-year-old girl, they went to some steamy lodging, and at around 4 p.m. and after 2 hours, actually what they were doing in that lodging, I know I don't need to explain for you, sifai kuelezea nini ilikuwa inafanyika hapo. So this mubaba, I don't know, 71-year-old, yeah, of course that's a mubaba, si ndio? So this man alikuwa meet up na with this girl at Parklands to have some, you know, some good time. But then the girl alikuwa nasema, the reports the girl gave ni kwamba after around 2 hours this man was feeling heartaches, heart problems, you know, and then and feel numb in the body, and she couldn't walk. The man couldn't walk. So the girl was caring enough to call a taxi driver. Hey, come and help me, blah blah blah, there's a problem in this room, nini. So the taxi driver came and they took this man. Actually they used his car. That is the car they used to take him to the hospital, but unfortunately the man died in the line of duty. You know, that's another fallen soldier. So guys, najua vitu mingi zinafanyika, lakini okay, you've heard these stories, but they happen. Then lakini police are still doing investigations hapa na pale, what could have caused the death. So it is being said, okay, not it is being said, most people say this old man, like most people when you wanna meet up with these hookups, most of them use Viagra. You see, you know what I'm talking about. These sexual pills to boost their performance kwa bed hapa na pale. The ones who are having erectile dysfunction, like there are side effects of using these drugs. So guys, all I can just tell you is that You only have one life. Take care, manze. So moving on, let me take you to another story where a 3-year-old lion actually was conducted for a vasectomy by the Kenya Wildlife Service, the KWS. They are doing this to control the population yenye inaleta the increase and hapa na pale of the wildlife, especially the lions. So these lions, they are trying to these lions are being controlled. The number in the orphanage is being controlled by actually adopting this scientific method of controlling the population. So a vasectomy was done to a 3-year-old lion. You can imagine, by the way, guys, this is what I was telling you. Even we are human beings. Also, the animals wako na hiyo feeling, you know, the urge to have the desires of the body. That's what I'm talking about. And to control a population, actually, if you want to control a population, do you know what you do? You control the number of males, not the females. You control the number of males. If you do your mathematics right, I know one male is enough to make, I don't know how many women or how many females, you know, to have that offspring or the child. Like, so if you want to control the population, you deal with the male. So the Kenya Wildlife Service was actually carrying this exercise for the young lions because it is reaching a point. These lions actually, they are getting grown, and it reaches a point they also want the desire to mate with the others. So this exercise was conducted at the Nairobi Animal Care Unit at Ridgeways, Kiambu Road. So it is something that is going on. That's an update you need not to forget. Now moving forward, there is a 60-year-old man is undergoing treatment at Longisa Sub-County Hospital. This comes after his 22-year-old son pushed him into a 20-feet deep pit. Do you know what they were fighting about? They were fighting about a land dispute that actually it's between the father and the son. This is like, how do you, with all that respect we give to our fathers, how do you throw your father into a 20-feet pit? Imagine if it rains. Okay, this man took he spent like 2 to 3 days in the pit. Actually, it's 2 days in the pit, in that deep pit. And on the 3rd day, when neighbors were passing around, this is when the man made a loud noise. Like, actually, this man was so weak, guy. He made noise, so the neighbors heard him. That is when the neighbors heard him. The neighbors came and mobilized themselves and removed this man out. And this matter was taken to the locals, the sub-county, the sub-location chief to take the further administrative duties. So actually, people were so shocked with this story. Like, what if it rained? Like, this is a 60-year-old man. Surely, this is a 60-year-old man. Like, even how did he get the strength to survive in that pit? Guys, is it getting this worse? I'm so hey, so many things happen, guys. I don't know wherever you are. I know you could be in a peaceful place, but if you watch daily this news that I'm giving you, you will come to thank God. Like, your family is at peace, you are at peace. Anyway, let me take you to another story. This week, Helen Fatuma Mwende has received 2-year jail term. Okay, here's the story. Last year, December 21st, this woman actually was caught sneaking and smuggling drugs to a court place. She was selling these drugs to the Rumandis. Okay, she was caught with 50 rolls of banks and 25 Cosmos tablets. If you know what I'm talking about, I know you might. You know what I'm talking about. The Wajakoyas, you know. So she had the audacity to sneak into the court and sell these drugs. Hey, like, you see, this is a trap, and that is where you just set your, seriously. So she was begging for leniency because of the boys she's actually feeding below 10 years, 2 boys below 10 years. So that is a story that you need to get acquainted with. And moving forward, the court has ordered a family to bury the late body of a businessman in Kiambu at the boundary of 2 wives. This man was, the late was having like 2 wives and 13 children. So the court has ordered these people, this family, to bury this man on the boundary of their properties. Like, oh my God. Okay, this man is from Kiambu County, a businessman called the late Christopher Mbote. So as the funerals was going on, the first wife was organizing everything, the burial here and there. And being that you are a businessman, okay, I see this thing, it's kind of tied to wealth and money and everything. So when all this was happening, I think the second wife did not know. The second wife is called Anne Njeri. So when she heard, why is this happening without me? Why is this happening? Why is it that I'm not aware of this? You see? So the second wife came out. Yeah, I think she has like 6 kids. I think she's the one who is having like 6 kids. So she came out and said, no, I can't allow this. I can't allow my husband to be, you know. And she has all the rights, by the way. She has all the rights because this is your boss. This is your husband. Okay, I'm advising men who are in the polygamous marriage. Not even I'm advising you. Like, if you know you are almost clocking to your, you know, end of the world, sit down with your people and tell them, you know what, my people, this Subaru ni yako, Subaru ni yako, Prado ni yako, na hii ni yako, hii ni ya mama nani, unaona? So that when you die, things move smoothly. It's so sad. I don't know. It's disturbing. Like, you are dead and then what's happening on the ground is that your wives are fighting for your body. I want him to be buried in my place. I want him to be buried at my place. You see, how? Okay, this is not even. And you have 13 kids. What are they seeing? Okay, so actually this matter was so serious that it went to the Thika law courts, and it really disturbed the judge, and the judge gave them a verdict. The only verdict was to make sure that this man has been buried at the boundary of their properties. Like, how? Like, is it making sense? Like, half of the body will be here, and then one is this side, one is this side. Anyway, now this has actually led to another court decision where women, if you are in a relationship with your husband, by the time one of you decides to leave, you will be sharing the property equally. Not equally. Here is the thing. I know you are also waiting for that. But then the court has made a new ruling in that you will go with whatever you came with. That hata kama ulikuja na thermos, that is what you will go with. If you came with the fridge, that is what you will go with. If you came, you can understand me, right? Now that is what is going on. So wasichana wa mama, get to know these things. Isikue like saizi ushaka na mtu unategea some 99-year-old man akufe, some 81-year-old mtu akufe, alafu you are there, you are going with your details. Oh, this is my husband. Now this is my properties. You will cry, or you will cry. They will ask you. That rule is no longer functioning. What we have is that whatever you invested during your marital stay, that is what you will go with, and you will have all the receipts, everything to approve this is yours. You understand? So things are happening now. Let me take you abroad where the Pope Francis actually has agreed. Okay, people are saying amekubali the homosexuality, but let me just tell you, like, the Pope said in an interview with the Associated Press, the Pope said the church should do more to end laws that criminalizes same-sex relations. Okay, alisema kwamba being sexual is not a crime, but it is a sin before God. Do you understand that statement? I want you to take it as food for thought. I want to know your comments about this, by the way. Is it like this man is trying to promote homosexuality, ama kuna venye anajaribu kuleta the idea like, okay, this thing should be allowed to continue, but you as a Christian, it is a sin before God. What is that in short? I don't know. Are we allowing it, or are we I can't understand. Let me know your comments by the way on this, but I can give you the last clue as he continued to speak during that interview. He said, that's wrong. It is a very wrong. I don't think anyone should be discriminated against it. Like he says several laws should be removed. Like there are some countries that these laws are very serious. When you are found, you are jailed, some are being killed. Like the world is big. The world is so big, by the way. So he said there are some countries, around 67 of them in total, according to the interview. 67 of some of these countries don't even tolerate this thing. Like their laws are so serious that if you are found, the only solution is to kill you. So the Pope was actually feeling like, oh, I know this, but it should not be a crime. Okay, it's a crime, yes, but you know, it should not be a crime, yes, but remember, it's just a sin before God. So for me, I feel this is like, it's your own decision. Not being allowed. That's my first comment. It's your own decision whether you choose homosexuality, but just remember, it's a sin before God. We've come to the end of the show, guys, and if you have watched up to this point, I don't know, if you just want to go like that, we will not meet next time. So subscribe, like, share, and if you want these stories, by the way, in details, just visit our website at www.newsunplug.co.ke, and be sure, by the way, to follow us on all our social media platforms at NewsunplugKE. Otherwise, guys, have a nice week. Till next time, God bless you. Same place, same time, we'll be right here. Bye.